I'm presenting three credit cards. One is the Chase Self-Fi Reserve card, the American Express Platinum card, and Capital One Venture X card. I will use the cards for travel and daily purchases. The disclaimer is that I correct the public information from the internet, so it's subject to change and or errors. First, let's talk about the cost. For annual fee, the Self-Fi Reserve costs $550. The Platinum card, $695. The Capital One card, $395. But there's a statement credits. The important I'm looking at is airfare, hotel stay, and rental car. So for the Self-Fi card, they give you up to $300 in statement credit for airfare, hotel, and rental. But for American Express, the statement credit is not straightforward, and we will talk about that later. And for the Capital One, it will give you 300 annual travel credit booked through Capital One Travel. If I take off those first statement credit, the Self-Fi Reserve costs around $250. The American Express still $695, so you have to think about it. Once you see other statements, credit is indeed worth it. And the Capital X costs $95. Now, let's talk about the card benefits. First is the airport lounge access. For all three cards, they provide priority pass, which you can almost use in every airport. Now, for Chase, has its Chase Reserve Lounge. They allow for 2 guests, but unfortunately, the lounge is quite limited, not in all the airports. The Centurion lounges, starting this year, American Express only allow the primary card holder to get in. For Venture X, it has the Capital One lounge as well, but also the lounge location is quite limited. The other one is the Global Entry, TSA, PCheck, on and on application fee. Those are covered by all three cards. Now let's talk about the car rental insurance. Chase covers as a primary car rental insurance. American Express is a secondary. So what primary mean is that it will go to Self-Fi first before you go into your own car insurance. And also the other advantage of that is it covers valid loss of use costs. That means, say, if the rental car that you rent get into an accident, it cannot rent to another renter, then they might charge you for the loss of revenue. Let's talk about the emergency medical dental coverage, which only provided by Self-Fi Reserve, American Express, and Capital One. They don't have it. So it will provide up to $2,500 that are not covered by your medical insurance with $50 deductible. And if your physician determines that you cannot travel as a result of medical or dental emergency, this benefit will reimburse you up to $75 a day for up to 5 days at a hotel. The trip must be between 5 and 60 days, and you must be 100 miles away from home. Let us talk about the medical evacuation and transportation insurance. The length of the trip must be between 5 to 60 days, and you must be 100 miles or further from home. This benefit will cover up to $100,000. The example of coverage service can include ambulance, transportation, air and land, medical supply, and private motor vehicle. American Express have similar coverage. Capital One doesn't have it. Another one is the trip interruption cancellation for up to $10,000 per person and $20,000 per trip to cover prepaid non-refundable travel costs if your trip is canceled or shortened due to a covered reasons like illness or severe weather. American Express has similar coverage. Capital One can only cover up to $2,000 per person. The next one, we talk about the trip delay insurance, which both Chase and American Express cover that. Capital One don't have anything. Now, for the baggage delay insurance, Chase covered it, but I cannot find anything on American Express or the Capital One. Lost luggage reimbursement, which Chase and American Express have it. Extended warranty, purchase protection, the same. American Express has it. Now, both American Express and Capital One will provide cell phone insurance, but Chase doesn't. No foreign transaction fee that everybody have it. Now, the complimentary elite status with Avis, National, and Silver Car Rental Agency. But for American Express, they gave you Gold Elite status with Hilton and Marriott. Those complimentary status will give you an upgrade or something that might be quite useful at some time. The next, we are talking about the statement credits. That is the part that where American Express Platinum shine, because Sapphire and Capital One don't have much, but you have to be very careful. American Express will cover up to $200 in annual airline incidental fee credit. What this means is that you cannot be used for purchase of the ticket or upgrade, etc. But you can use it for baggage fee or have a drink or internet or something like those on the plane. The other one is the up to $200 of credit per year towards prepaid hotel booking through American Fine Hotel and Resort or the hotel corrections, minimum 2-night stay. But the catch is you have to go to those expensive hotels. For example, DoubleTree Hilton is not one of them, which I tried. The other is up to $100 in annual shopping credit at Saks. I believe that you have to go to 2 purchases because each purchase will give you $50. Now, if you look at here, if we can use all the credits in here, that's $500 already. The other one is the statement credit as well that also American Express shine. It gave you up to $200 in annual Uber fee. You can use it if you go to the airport or anything. Or up to $300 annually or up to $25 per month for the Equinox credit. You give $189 per year in credit for clear membership. It will be quite handy if we register for it in the airport, but I don't think I travel enough these days in order to really want to take advantage of it. And up to $240 in annual credit, up to $20 per month towards eligible digital subscription like Disney Channel or Wall Street Journal or whatever, that they will cover those. And $12.95 in credit each month towards Walmart Plus membership. If you go to Walmart, purchase a lot, then it might give you some free shipping and cheaper gas in Walmart, etc. $300 statement credit for SoulCycle at home buy online. Let us look at the reward rate. For hotel and car, Chase gave 10 times points. American Express only gave 5 points on hotel books on American Express travel. Chase, you can do anywhere you want to. Capital One is 10 miles per dollar, and also you have to book through Capital One travel. For air travel, you get 5 times or points. The same thing for American Express is 5 times, 5 miles per dollar for Capital One. And 10 times point for Lyft ride, 3 times point on other travel and dining. And 1 point per dollar for everything. And 1 point per dollar for almost everything, but there's some catch to it. 2 miles per dollar on all the other purchases. So that will be plus for Capital One. For transfer partners, for Chase, it's up to 1 to 1.5 ratio. I find most of the hotel and airline will take their points. Now, for American Express, to use it is quite complicated. So it could be about 1 to 1, but it could be more, could be less, depends on what company. For Capital One, it is limited. United, American Airlines, Delta are not in that list, but EVA is on that list, but the exchange rate is 2 to 1.5. Here's the welcome bonus. For Chase, it gave 60,000 miles if you spend $4,000 in first 3 months. For the 60,000 mile bonus, it's worth about $900 because they are 1.5 to 1 ratio. For American Express, Platinum. It is give you 80,000 miles, but if their promotion, it could give you much more points after spending $6,000 on purchase in the first 6 months. It worth about $800. But for Capital One, it gave 75,000 points bonus point after you spend $4,000 in first 3 months. So it worth about $750. In other words, for the first year, doesn't matter which card you choose, you will not lose on it. For us, we have been using the Sapphire card for a number of years already, and this year we try on the American Express. But after first year of trial, I still like the Sapphire much better, and I don't think I'm going to renew the American Express membership. Any questions?